Men making over $150,000 per year, how hard was it to get over that threshold? The hardest was 100k. It's like companies did everything they could to keep me below that. It was 90, 92, 95, 97, 99, then it went 112, 145, 165. As for it being hard, the work for me more or less is the same. It was just time and having managers use their political capital to get me the raise or me jumping companies. I would say though that life doesn't change much. I'm the same guy today making 3x what I did when I started my career. I live exactly the same, eat the same, etc. I would say though that life doesn't change much. I'm the same guy today making 3x what I did when I started my career. I live exactly the same, eat the same, etc. This is smart. Too many people start buying expensive things when they start to make more money. $100k was the struggle. After that, your title alone should get you a $10, $000, $20, $000 raise every time you get a new job, as long as you're at least average at whatever it is you do. This is the most accurate answer. What's weird is I was making $70 just 4 years ago, and over $100 doesn't feel like it's that much more money. Before anyone chimes in, I've been very cautious about the lifestyle creep. Same house, same vehicle, same type of vacations. Point is, I feel very sympathetic to those struggling financially because I really feel inflation at my income level. Damn, did I choose the wrong career path? Both of us. I work for a local government group. 4-year degree. 15 years here, and I don't make close to $40, $000 a year. I work in cardiac surgery as a Vortech. Long hours. High pressure. Standing all day, mental and physical fatigue. In my best year I made $70, $000. And that was lots of call and tons of overtime. Missing weekends and nights with my family. And these guys are making $150, $000 and barely working. Ag. What a dumb career choice. I realized one year I was making $550k annually for the man, while only bringing home $70k pre-tax. So I violated my non-compete, not illegal, and I'm not scared of civil court, and took my favorite customers and started my own freight brokerage. Partnered with a company in Buffalo that handles everything I don't want to do in exchange for 30% of my profit. I've made $1 million over the past 5 years by doing less work than I ever was as an employee. Only problem is that I'm so comfortable that I don't want to expand the business, and losing a single customer can drop my income by $100k annually. So that's a looming fear. But aside from that, I have the best work/life balance of anybody I know. I work around the house, hang out with the dogs, hit golf balls in the garage, play Halo, do pretty much whatever I want, as long as I'm quickly available if needed. Yeah, you are still going to have to seek out customers. You can be the best vendor ever, but their business and life is out of your control, and on a long enough timeline, which is short, they can change. Retirement, market loss, business loss, etc. Pad your customer base and arrange your finances so you can take the loss when it happens. It will. Getting to $100k seemed like the harder part of the journey for me. Took me about 10 years out of college because I took various career dips to follow things I was passionate about or work on political campaigns. Once I got to the 10-year mark, I was good enough at my skill set that work became really easy and efficient as long as I chose to be a Nike instead of moving up in the ranks to management. I'm currently really content as a Nike and a consultant, combined at $207k plus benefits. I hit $120k in 2022 and then bumped to $207k this year. Work in marketing/comms. If you don't see any promotions or raise opportunities after 3 years on the job, then it's time to move on. Be on the constant lookout for new job opportunities that pay more. The longest I have stayed at a job was 4 years and I regretted it. They hardly gave me any raise. 2013. Job 1 equals $50 to K 2015. Job 2 equals $75K 2019. Job 3 equals $100K 2022. Job 4 equals $141K 2023. $150,000. I'm introverted, so networking and interviewing were hard. I hate talking about myself in front of people. I hate advertising myself. I love data science and machine learning, so gaining the skills, knowledge, and degrees was actually the easy part. Convincing someone in person to pay you a lot to do what you do is the difficult part, especially considering there's other people with equal qualifications shooting for the same job. Hey, I have the same problem. Any chance I can get in touch to ask some questions? CPA. It was a long hard road for me. Between 40K to 100K was a lot of long hours and studying. Like, I honestly look back at my 20s and wonder if it was worth it, and if my time would have been better allocated into another career. Anyway, it's paid off now so far. Almost 200K/year. Still longish hours, but not nearly as bad, and not the same level of studying etc. I had before. Experienced CPAs also are very in demand in most places, so not a lot of fear in economy or job loss etc. Did you go public then industry route? Currently hating my public act audit role 1. 5 years in, I know I still have a lot to learn, but I'm over these hours. Started earning about 310K USD at 28 in the UK. I'm 29 now and don't know what I'll earn at the end of this year. Hard? It sucked. Came from pretty much below poverty line. Single mother etc. Busted my to get into good schools. Left my home country. Busted my to get into good unis. Top school on the continent for engineering undergrad. Then a master's at Harvard. Busted my for 6 or so years in tech startups trying to vacuum knowledge. Moved into finance. Kind of doing okay in the industry, but live with a lot of fear/stress. I don't wanna do it for too much longer. My comp went like, job 1 and 2 were more or less irrelevant in compensation. Job 3, 85K. Job 4, 104K 147K. Breaking the 120K mark was huge. I have a text still with a friend/mentor saying I don't think I'll ever make over 120K. Job 5, 310K. I graduated in 2008 with a marketing degree. My career trajectory looked like this. 2009, $27K 2010, $29K 2011, $35K, promotion, 2012, $45K, new job, 2013, $55K 2014, $95K, promotion, 2017, $125K, promotion, 2019. Let go, $35K consulting, 2020, $125K, new job, pay cut due to COVID, 2021, $160K, full pay, 2022, $210K 2023, company went out of business 2023, $250K. New job, $27-95K was the hardest. Learning how to actually do the job 95-125 slightly easier, but had to learn how to manage and lead 160-250 relatively similar skill sets, but had to build leadership confidence and focus on the business aspects of my job, not the day-to-day. I'm 35 in enterprise tech sales now and reaching the $500K barrier. Here's what it looked like. Year 1. Entry-level sales $65K. Worked really hard and set myself apart. 60-hour weeks were normal in addition to networking after hours with upper leadership. Year 2 and 3 junior sales $85-100K. Continued working hard. Taking business classes online. Reading books etc. More networking. Year 4, 5, 6. Medium market sales $100-150K. Took a lateral move to another company. Back to the grind. To build a name for myself. Year 7. Jump to enterprise sales. $350k plus. Lots of travel. Lots of networking. And I invest in my people skills. $150k can be done in 4 to 6 years in sales if you're willing to put in the work. The hardest part was accepting that being good at your skill set is not enough. People need to like you in order for you to advance in life. Soft skills, emotional intelligence and communication will take you much farther than being the most technically proficient person in the room. Maybe it's the imposter syndrome, but not too difficult. I went to college 2 years, joined the military to fly helicopters, deployed to the Middle East immediately after training, came home and got a job as a contractor making 100k. Took companies later, and I'm at 120, 130k. Another 10, 12k from the National Guard and another 18k from Vadisability coming soon. I only work 30 to 40 hours a week. I have 2 health insurance policies for free, several different retirement/pensions, and I'm only 30. I happen to pick a career that pays well, and I always try to better myself to be ready for opportunities. Is just learn to fly a helicopter bro than you just learn to code? Making the money isn't as hard as maintaining that income. I work in sales, made $275k in 2022 and this year I'm at $60k. Things change. Companies and people struggle and all of a sudden your income decreases. Hopefully we'll make it up next year. I've been there. It's what pushed me towards residuals. Making residuals is the only way to ensure that you make more money every year in the sales industry. A more interesting thread might be men making over $150,000 in non-STEM careers, since 90% of Reddit seemingly makes 6 figures coding. It really wasn't difficult in terms of effort to put in. I went to college, got great grades, got a job, did really well by just working up to my abilities without sacrificing my soul, getting promotions, eventually finding out I had hit a wall at that job, took another job for a pay increase, hit a wall there too, find another job, and so on. The goal for me has always been, just do your job to the best of your ability, and when you've exhausted your options at your current company, look for greener ground, a pay raise elsewhere. All that takes time. Sure, but it's not even a great deal of kicker effort. Just do your job well, and move on when it's time to move on. If it's okay, may I ask how old you are? It took me about 6 years out of college to break $150k the first time. My base salary is kind of S compared to other PMs in construction, but I get bonuses based off of performance. I was promoted to senior PM 2 years ago and get a cut of profits from each project I oversee. COVID was a wild time, but we stayed busy through all of it, and this last year as well. So it's been a good ride for me for the last few years. Engineering degree, then about 5 years in industry to clear 100k. Wife works for federal government. Took her about 15 years to get up to a GS13 at a step level to clear 100k plus. BROTHER is electrician. First year after his license clear $120k with ease. Sky is the limit on how much overtime he wants to work. Has coworkers clearing 160, 180k a year. They just put in 60 to 70 hours. He likes the normal 40 and done. It wasn't too hard, but I just had to be good at my job. I've been working for 20 years since graduating college, US, and then kept progressing in my career and the salary followed. Currently at a note of $275,000. The most difficult part was believing someone would agree that my time was that valuable. But once I stated that that was what I was worth, I saw how little resistance or objections I would get. Getting to 100 took me 15 years of long days and lots of overtime. Getting to 150 took me 5 years of WFH on salary. Went through 4 years of engineering school, then went for a PhD making around 30k. I left the program with my masters because of a poor relationship with my advisor. Spent around 3-5 months unemployed before signing my first offer for 95k base salary as a data scientist. Stayed at that job for just under a year before my friend recommended me to my current boss for an opening on their team. Interview was pretty easy cause I had a strong referral and got an offer just below 150k for data engineering. They bumped the pay above the normal range for my level/VO because of the strong recommendation and interview. I've been here for a year and have enjoyed my work and the team so far. Pretty steady. My first job paid 60k. After a year I jumped to one offering 72. 3 years there I was to 85 and jumped again to an employer offering 110. 2 years there I jumped again to one offering 175. Generally in these interviews I would just lie about what my current salary was and tell them they would have to beat it for me to be interested. I'm sure every industry is different, but I read somewhere early in my career that the quickest way up the ladder is be willing to jump between competitors. Make more than $150k. Got a CISSP and PMP to supplement my community college diploma. Make sure to see where you wanna go next and check the qualifications. Do not randomly get certs or random degrees. I want from $80k to $130k to $200k. The hardest part is your own psychological barrier. When you are less than $100k you think it's some magical skill that you need. Once you hit $100k, you realize that you have what it takes. Then you just start climbing the $100k salary bank till you hit $200k. The key is to keep changing jobs every 4 years to be paid at market rate. If you are still at your current role for a long time, the best they can do is give you a 3% raise if lucky. Best way to get to $150k fast is changing jobs every 2 years. Stacking up experience, and companies always pay new employees more than employees who've been working for them for years. Solid advice. This is what I did. BS in computer science and BA in mathematics. Worked 2 years as software engineer. $69,000/years, then raise/promotion to $76,000/years. Recruiter on LinkedIn. Would you like $95,000/years? Sure. Work there for a year. Another LinkedIn recruiter. Would you like $145,000/years? Sure. Still working here, and through raises and promotions we're $180,000/years. This timeline is from 2018 to today, ages 22 to 28. Simple and hard at the same time. I left academics, where I was making 60k a year in a non-tenured position for business-to-business sales, when I was 30. I knew the owner of a single manufacturing plant through a family friend. He agreed to let me try straight commission sales one summer instead of my usual academic research. This took significant convincing, and I had to demonstrate I would represent his product line well. Huge change for me. I had 2 kids at the time. My wife and we were paycheck to paycheck without any emergency fund. We moved into the 1-bedroom in-law apartment above my in-laws and I went straight commission selling. First year was hard, until I built up a customer base. I landed a really big customer. Eventually my commission checks were outlandish. $30 to $80k a month for not a lot of work. I did sales training for the customer sales force and making sure deliveries were on time, but there were plenty of days I did nothing but wait for an email or phone call. The manufacturer I represented was sold to a large holding company and they offered me a decent salaried position. I was not in a position with any leverage, since most of my income was one customer and one manufacturer. I was offered a good salaried job to work for the manufacturer. I have worked for them for 7 years now. I make less than I did on commission, but it is much less stressful. I'm at $135k a year salary and decent bonus program. That puts me above $150 a year. Still have the same multi-million-dollar customer and I'm dug in like a tick. Hitting 100k was tough. Hitting 150k was tough. Hitting 200k got easier. Just keep grinding. At first, really hard. It took me nearly a decade to get from the high 30s to $70k. After that though, it took me only 6 years to go from $70k to $150k. I could done it faster if I had invested more in developing my career and not wasted time trying to make side hustles work. But to be fair, I was doing the best to play the hand I was dealt at that time.